And welcome back to Hannity. Now, following the New York City terrorist attack, some predictably and sadly in the mainstream media, they're just having a hard time understanding the mindset behind these actions. Now, shortly after the horrific incident, you have liberal fake news, CNN's fake Jake Tapper. Well, he described the phrase shouted by the terrorist, Allahu Akbar. Well, he said that sometimes can be something said in beautiful circumstances. Let's play it.
The FBI is taking over this case because it appears now that this is terrorism.
The Arabic chant, Allah Akbar, God is great, sometimes said under the most beautiful of circumstances, and too often we hear of it being said in moments like this.
Oh, and they had a lower third on CNN, and it actually said, oh, the terrorist was, well, not terrorist, oh, the suspect was saying God is great in Arabic. Well, that's actually called Allahu Akbar. Now, Tapper has since been levying multiple attacks on the Fox News channel, reporting the comments in context that you just listened to. He tweeted, quote, Fox News is lying. I said it can be said at beautiful moments, wedding, birth, and too often at times like this, horrific terrorist attacks. And then he went on, quote, and yes, I know they do this all the time. Still, literally, the day after this horrific attack, they would launch this smear. It's sick. Hey, Jake, maybe that's why you have low ratings. Tell your audience the truth. And meanwhile, Mr. Thrill Up His Leg, Chris Matthews over at Conspiracy TV, MSNBC, he asks why the suspect might have anger towards us and the U.S. Watch this.
As an Uzbeki, why would he have an animus toward the United States? Do we have it has anything to do with geopolitics over in the former Soviet Union, like those Chechens who created the horror at the Boston Marathon?
Way too soon to answer that question. A good question. You know, he was earning a living here in the United States, earning a living as a truck driver, seems to have been integrated into society.
Really, Chris? Really? This is a worldwide, global, radical jihadist war that they're fighting and have been fighting for a very long time. Do you remember 9/11, 2001? Wake up. Joining us now, we continue with the former Deputy Assistant to the President, Sebastian Gorka, and American First Action Spokesman, Senior Advisor, former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke. Sheriff Clarke, it is rather mind-numbing. Oh, the chyron that says, oh, he said God is great in Arabic. We all know what Allahu Akbar, the context in which this was used in this case, like it has been used so many other times in the past. It infuriates me that the media in this country, they no longer care about truth and facts. And over there, fake news, and over there, conspiracy theory TV, all they care about is Donald Trump and destroying the president. That's it. There's no truth anymore that they tell their audience. They're all a bunch of sheep that report the same lies. But that's my feeling. What's yours?
Well, first of all, it's shameful conduct on the part of CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, Washington Post, Huffington Post. They become terrorist sympathizers. But what happened yesterday is what will happen when you try to play social engineering, conduct social engineering experiments with national security. Look, this diversity lottery, when I first heard that, I said Powerballs run as a more effective lottery than this thing is. You know, this attempt at diversity, you just cannot do this with national security or domestic security. Culture, this attempt at multiculturalism has been a disaster. Cultures do not blend, they clash.
Let me go to Sebastian. You know, Sebastian, when you were at the White House, I'd watch you do interviews, and you were once on the fake news, Clinton News Network, and you actually said the Cartoon Network gets higher ratings than you guys do. There's a reason. And by the way, I'm not. There's a reason that nobody wants to watch them. People no longer trust CNN. They don't trust conspiracy theory TV, MSNBC. Isn't that the real reason?
I'm still trying to struggle with what kind of mind goes on live television as 7 bodies are on the streets of Manhattan and a child and then talks about the beautiful phrase Allahu Akbar. Where does that motivation come from for Jake Tapper? The desperation of trying to explain they did this because of animus to America or our foreign policy. I've got a news flash for Matthews, for Jake Tapper, for the former president of the United States. You know why what happened yesterday happened? Because they hate who we are and what we stand for. We are the pinnacle of Judeo-Christian civilization. We believe in the dignity of the individual. We believe in liberty and democracy. That's why they are coming here to kill us. President Obama yesterday tweeted after the attack that an attack had happened in Manhattan. It wasn't an attack, Mr. Obama. It was a jihadi terrorist attack.
Yeah, last word, Sheriff Clarke. It's interesting. After all that has happened around the world, still people don't want to use vetting. They still don't want to secure the border. And I'm thinking these policies now are endangering good, innocent Americans. These people that were mowed down yesterday, riding their bicycles, taking a walk on a beautiful autumn, fall day. It's just ridiculous to me.
Oh, no doubt about it. But there's some good news here. President Donald Trump is the only elected official in the Beltway in Washington, D.C. who gets it. I heard his press conference this afternoon. It was brilliant. It was spot on. Not only has he identified the enemy and identified what the problem is, and he did it during his entire campaign. I think it's one of the big reasons he got elected, but he's also going to do something about it. I was glad to hear that he's going to suspend this crazy diversity lottery program until Congress can get their act. And Congress has been a problem too. Both parties, they refuse to tackle immigration to make this country safe. But, you know, like I said, we got a commander-in-chief now who's going to do everything within his power to keep us safe.
I love when the president, these are soulless animals. If you can mow down innocent people and slaughter them, you're evil. This is evil in our time. Let's wake up. For all the rest of you in the media, wake up. Thank you both. Appreciate it. We have so much more to come. I have a good news announcement coming up later in the program tonight. We also, you don't want to miss a special Hannity investigation into Robert Mueller and the corruption. We'll investigate the investigators. Also, you don't